So then, following on from that, it's necessary to have an open discussion about further aims and further needs within the next 6 to 12 months. So we're just over the page now, on to the new tasks and objectives for the next 6 to 12 months, if you've seen that bit. And I think probably what there should be more, particularly with this document, there should be a bit more emphasis on, is that the appraisal needs to be an opportunity for the individual to discuss their understanding of their progression within the business. So a lot of organisations associate the appraisal process with the salary review process, or with an opportunity for somebody to perhaps argue or dispute their salary. I think from an HR perspective, this is an activity that needs to sit away from that, and needs to sit away from that conversation. It can definitely talk about achievements and meeting of objectives, which then may lead to a recognisable increase in performance, which then may lead to a salary increase, but they absolutely don't fall or shouldn't fall at the same time, because I think it can take away that element of devoting this conversation to progression and an understanding of where the individual would like to go within the business and within their particular role. And then there was obviously just a bit of a discussion about training and experiences that the individual might benefit from within the next year. So there's also, on part B, there's an area where the line manager could prepare themselves for some questions that they might like to discuss with the employee, other things that might fall, other than objectives that might fall as part of that discussion. So again, it could be, look, we've got this project coming up in the next 6 months, and considering that your objective is this and your objective is that, I think it's actually going to be really relevant to you and what you're doing. This is probably the right conversation for that sort of thing. So as I've mentioned on here, it shouldn't be an opportunity to discuss poor performance. Now, realistically, there may be conversations that come out of this and the reviewing of objectives that say, look, you're not achieving what you need to achieve. How can we help you do that? But a manager shouldn't wait to the performance appraisal to discuss poor performance. It's one of those concepts that absolutely needs to be identified before an annual or mid-year appraisal. And we shouldn't be waiting sort of 2, 3, 4 months for the appraisal to come along, just so it's convenient to have that conversation then. And again, I'll come on to a bit more about discussing poor performance a bit later on. Again, it's not an opportunity to discuss conduct issues. It's not the right arena for that at all. Those sorts of issues have to be identified before when the right time applies. And it's not a salary review meeting. So